We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and welcome to the Safe Word Podcast. Dustin,
Chafin, come on, man.
I know, I screwed it up already.
Yeah, I think that was on purpose.
I totally did it on purpose because I said it at the right time. Damn it.
You're like Derek Colvin. Didn't he kill Floyd, whatever?
And we go to commercial, and we'll be right back. What's happening?
I'm here, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're in Texas. That's the funniest part.
It is weird, and you mostly say that because you are Texan.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like I was in New York for so long that I kind of that's what I became, was a New Yorker.
Yeah, well, there's clearly, there's the New York slogans and the Texas slogans.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Texas, and New York doesn't care what you say.
Yeah, well, they do now, but yeah, I think it's more of an escape from Texas. That would be my story, so escape from New York, I feel like.
Well, you moved to New York, what, 99?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
A little sooner. I went to college, and I went to Parsons. That's why I went to New York.
For theater?
Art school.
Art school.
Yeah, I was going to be a fashion designer, I thought for a second.
Can you still draw?
Yeah, I guess. I can paint. I was never, but I couldn't sew. So I was like, I had no idea what the fashion, you just think you want to be Karl Lagerfeld with a ponytail and supermodels. And then you realize, oh, that's a lot of work to do that shit.
Well, that was also a huge fashion year in New York. Was the late 90s.
Yeah, Marc Jacobs, all those guys.
Yeah. You'd see, I grew up on a show in Canada called Fashion Television.
Okay.
Hosted by Jeannie Becker. And she would go to, first of all, guaranteed to see full frontal nudity. That's that. What was it. Well, but and they used that Roxette song, You Got the Look.
Great
was their
song.
intro for the thing, right? It was very 80s.
Yeah.
And I would watch these fashion shows to see what exotic women looked like that never smiled.
Yeah, that was. But I think that's what I got caught up in, was like that part of it.
Oh, you just wanted to hang out?
Yeah, it just seems like so much fun when you don't know anything about that you got to learn how to sew, you got to know all this stuff. But
great way to meet girls.
Yeah, and especially like fashion school. I was like one of the only straight guys.
Yeah,
so it was perfect.
My friend said, in high school he was made fun of for being in a baking class with 12 women.
Yeah.
While they're in a wood shop. With staring at another dude. He's like, I'm the loser.
Yeah. You're making muffins with a hot girl named Becky. Yeah.
I never had girls in my school.
Really? It's boarding school?
No, I wish. It wasn't for any of my academic accolades. It was purely because I was a academic reject through my whole career. And then when I got to high school, it was all Parkview Secondary School, all dudes vocational school.
Okay.
Yeah, art school for people who had no talent.
Finger painting.
It was like serial killers in the making.
Nice.
Good times. Good times, especially that in the middle of year 5, the principal pulling me into his office and explaining to me that you need 42 credits to graduate, and you've been in high school for almost 5 years and you've got 22 credits.
Oh, wow.
It's time to go.
See ya. We got to cut you loose.
They asked me to leave. I've never been thrown out of my own house party.
Yeah.
But they saved millions of dollars worth of vandalism over the course of that 6-month period that I was ejected.
Yeah. He always reminded me of that guy that was in that. It was Some Kind of Wonderful. Like,
What?
The skinhead in Some Kind of Wonderful. You know what I'm talking about? That Eric Stoltz movie.
Where he's
She's the drummer, the hot, like, lesbian-esque friend that's the drummer.
What's the movie called?
It's a Howard Hughes movie. Not Howard. Is it Howard Hughes? Who's the guy that made all those 80s movies?
Howard Hughes.
Yeah. It's Some Kind of Wonderful. You know?
John Hughes.
Howard Hughes. He's the fucking eccentric.
Howard Hughes.
Homophobe.
Yeah.
Listen to me. All these are wrong.
Yeah.
Germaphobe.
Yeah. He had that Howie Mandel disease.
Yeah. That's what he had. Anyway, he's always reminding me of that guy. He's in Law and Order, but in that movie, he just has your essence. It's really funny. You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen it?
No.
All right, you got to see it. He's like the skinhead of the high school. But he's not skinhead. He's like a punk guy, but he's got a shaved head. And it's just, I don't know. This always reminded me of you.
I always thought Dawn of the Dead, the guy, the punk rocker guy. Remember when the girl gets eaten alive by the old men in the graveyard?
Yeah. It's been a while. I gotta revisit that.
Have you gone to see any live shows? New York's been pretty closed up for quite a while. Any music?
New York, yeah. And I moved to LA, so I've been there a year. So last show I saw was the Struts. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but kind of a British band.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Queen, kind of Rolling Stones. They're openers for the Rolling Stones.
Like the Darkness?
Yeah.
Do you know Darkness?
Darkness, I think so.
Yeah, they're British 70s rock and roll band.
Yeah, this one, they're a little more light. It's
Okay.
like, it's kind of one of those bands that you listen to with your girl, and it's like you can both agree on it.
If you have a girl.
If you have one, if not.
I went and saw some death metal shows, but there was no girls there.
There's never girls.
No. I went to a King Diamond show with my brother, who's 12 years younger than me, and I elbowed him and say, "Hey, look at all the hot pussy." Not one girl.
But if you do see a girl, that's the one you marry. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
At least every nerdy metalhead in the room is thinking, "Wow, she could be my wife."
She's probably a drummer.
She's got a Slayer shirt on. She's the chosen one.
Yeah, I saw like what is that? Speed dating at a Comic-Con once, and I was like, it was just the most beautiful thing to watch in the world, to see like two Trekkies find each other, and it was just great.
Yeah, but it's weird because you know that they're both fringe type personalities. I don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah.
With people that are so invested into TV series and movie characters to the degree where they dress up like them.
Yeah, it's a little weird that, I mean, music, that's what we're doing. We're dressing up like the band, you know? It's like, that's what got me through high school, just dressing like, you know.
Alice in Chains?
A little younger than that. It was more Michael Hutchins. That look worked for me in high school.
Okay, did you have a perm?
I had the long hair. I'll show you some pictures later. But he had the nice hair before, you know, age stepped in. But
were you 72?
72 what?
Years old? No, born in 72. Were you born 70?
70. Yeah.
70. Okay, so you're 70 what month?
August.
All right, I'm December 71.
Okay.
So hence the I used to have red in my beard. Now it's snow.
That's what happens. I'm just fighting it, you know, fighting this fucking thing.
Yeah, but you take care of yourself.
Yeah,
we went and bought cigarettes together.
Yeah, but I want to age out like a wrestler. You know what I mean? I don't want to look like just some dude that's just hating his life.
Yeah, like Mickey Rourke wrestler.
See, that's the thing. It's like such a good-looking dude, man, and then he got all that shit done to his face. I don't think guys should get plastic surgery. You know what I mean? It just looks like we're riding around in a convertible. You know, it never looks right.
Yeah, it's collagen abuse.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. But he also boxed for a long time. He got his face pummeled pretty good.
That's probably some of it. He was a funny boxer, though. He would like smoke between rounds and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
He would. He'd just like smoke a butt and then just get back in there and just like pound some guy. It was great.
What
Have you ever seen that footage? There's some funny
career.
footage, yeah.
Yeah, he was great in a number of things.
Yeah, Pope of Greenwich Village, 9.5 Weeks. Like, was he in The Outsiders? No. Was he in that?
No, he was in one of the Iron Man movies. Remember, he was the German guy with the bullwhip arms?
Yeah, well, that was way later, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went from 90s to like 2010 pretty quick.
He had like a John Travolta style career.
Yeah.
Where there was nothing coming out of the... And then the wrestler came in and kind of rebooted him like Pulp Fiction did for Travolta.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a good director can do. It can just like take you from obscurity and then make you like this kind of cool thing again.
Yeah.
That's what you just hope for.
Next thing you know, you're climbing on stage at the Oscars. Living your dream.
That's all you want, man.
That's pretty. It's a confident thing to do on television.
What? Just
Slap somebody in the face.
Oh my God. I mean, you can't even get on social media. That's all everybody's talking about. But
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, that's to tell you. It's like, nobody cares about comics.
You know what bothers me the most about it is that it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's some really, really, really big problems going on really, really right now.
Oh, yeah.
And this is eclipsed this.
Oh,
All the real legit shit to a degree of like it's abuse.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I feel abused.
yeah. I mean, poor Ukraine. I mean, nobody's even like, oh, okay, that was
Yeah.
like last week. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, we got the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Bitch slapped a comedian.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing is like, nobody respects comedians. You know what I mean? I think that's why Russia
sound
invaded
like-
Ukraine.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He was a comedian, right? Yeah. Wow.
They're invading countries, slapping them on stage. Like, that's,
Are we the new like rock and roll? We're taking it down?
that, or we're like the Mexicans of showbiz. You
Yeah.
know? We're just like nobody like treats us like we deserve to be treated. Meanwhile,
Totally.
we're writing all our material. We're creating the narrative.
Yeah.
You know? These actors are just saying lines.
Yeah.
Which they get idolized.
No, I know it's very strange, and the fact that people put so much emphasis on the characters that you played in your career as part of your real character.
Yeah, it's weird. When I live right by a Walk of Fame in LA, and it's just like the way people just idolize these stars on the sidewalk, and they're taking pictures and laying down. I'm like, dude,
There's piss and shit up and down that street. I've seen it come out.
Yeah, oh yeah, I see it every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I lived right behind the Man's Chinese Theater. We
too.
talked about this by the Magic Castle there.
Yeah, that's where I live. Yeah.
And I'd come down around the corner, down Highland, down to Hollywood Boulevard. And as soon as you turn right on that street, you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Oh yeah.
It is. I saw a fortune teller in a ghost town on Hollywood. COVID kicks off, everyone's locked up. I go to 7-Eleven over at Hollywood and Highland there to get supplies.
Sure.
And that was my canary in the coal mine, because the Sri Lankan family that ran that fucking 7-Eleven, they were the only people that were doing business regularly. And then when they boarded up, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna move. I moved.
Yeah.
And they've been fighting homeless people on the hour.
Yeah.
That's a super dangerous.
Sure.
And when they boarded up their windows, I'm like, that's the best sign.
Yes.
Time to go.
Yeah, I mean, they opened a Target right there, and they busted the windows open and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like crazy.
Did you move there during when Black Lives Matter kicked off?
Kind of right after. I was right.
Okay.
I've been there a year, so in March.
You literally showed up at the best real estate time in Hollywood in the last 30 years.
It was amazing because it was like, because we lived in a little place in Queens, and it's like 450 square feet.
Yeah.
And we got twice the footage and like really good price. And because they didn't know if anybody was coming back.
Yeah.
They had no idea.
Yeah.
So they were just like,
please,
everything
anybody.
was low. Yeah, everything was great. So yeah, I got a pool and the thing, and it was great. Big space.
And especially, you kind of feel like, especially somebody where space is so expensive in New York, for you to sit by a pool, you kind of feel like you made it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all I need. I got a car and a thing. It's like, yeah, it's all good. Got the dog.
Yeah.
I don't need much
made
more.
it.
I don't need much more than that.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
It's like that's what it is as comics. We don't really need much. You're like, just give us free food. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need that much.
Not at all. As long as there's a series of gigs, we're pretty transient. Like,
exactly.
Were you getting out of that coast and coming over to the Midwest or any of that when you were doing any kind of road shows?
A little bit, you know. So when everything was happening, we went to my girl's place, her parents in Maine, and so we up in the mountains and stuff. And
Is
so
Gigi Allen from Maine?
Is he?
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought that up.
That doesn't seem like a place.
No, he stayed at the Y in Maine, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but go ahead. How's the chowder in Maine?
This was more in the mountains. So this is
right.
less of kind of the coast, the fancy stuff. This is more kind of like, you know, towards the mountains. So it's like a little more excluded. But
very close to Canada.
Yeah, very close.
What are you,
very close.
10-hour drive, maybe?
Yeah, my girl went to McGill. So,
okay.
So she's,
She
very
must
close.
be a fucking smoke show. right?
She's good. Yeah,
You can't go to a French Canadian university and be a slob.
Yeah, she
The,
looks
the
good.
ass down there is out of control.
Yeah,
and most women commit suicide just because of the French Canadian hotness. Is a rumor I'm spreading. Have you gone to Montreal?
No, I haven't actually.
No, and you'll never go there as long as you have that woman in your life. She's going to say, listen, I know you.
Yeah.
I know you're a grown man, but it is out of control.
Wow.
It's just whole.
Wow.
Whole.
Yeah.
I'm going to die alone, but that's the difference. I'm willing to take those risks.
But it's a good look on you. Alone's a good look on you.
Yeah.
It's not a good look on a lot of people.
I've never seen a coffin built for two, put it that way.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah? Holding hands in a larger box. One person still alive banging.
I'm sure there's somebody that got married in a heart-shaped box. You know?
Gene Simmons, I think, is selling those on behalf of Nirvana.
Well, he has coffins. I mean,
Yeah,
when I met him, I was at the place called the Jacob Javits Center. It's like a conference place where people like, you know, those shows or whatever where they just sell stuff. And I remember he pulled up in a limousine and these two hot chicks come out with the, you know.
What year is this?
This was probably like whenever those came out. I don't know, 2000, probably around when we met, 4 or 5, when he had to have a day job kind of thing. And yeah, he walked out, and it was just like, he's a huge man, and I was like,
tall.
I was all freaked out. I was just like, it's a James. It was real funny. Like you could tell, like he was just ready for a mob, but it was more like, you know, kind of just business people, so they didn't give a shit. You know what I mean? So it was like I was like the only guy that was like really kind of approaching him. So I got an autograph, and he was looking for more people, and I was like, nah, nobody else cares about Kiss.
Have you crossed paths with Earl Skakel yet?
No.
Do you know who Earl is?
I don't. Just walk me through it.
Earl lives in L.A. You're going to run into him. He's got a 80s hair metal band obsession that's deep. He's had a variety of rock legends. Everything from the Cherry Pie Girl on the hood of the car.
Okay.
Coverdale. What's his ex-wife? Anyway. I don't know. It's been a weird week. I haven't been out of the house in days.
Well, my old roommate was part of Mini Kiss. He was part of the band. I think he played Gene
part of
Simmons.
Kiss?
The Mini Kiss.
Oh,
Like the little people.
Yeah.
And they would just do Kiss songs,
I
like
remember
parties and
that.
stuff. I think they actually performed at Gene Simmons' house.
I saw an article on the Misfats.
Okay.
And it was Fat Danzig and Fat
That's hilarious.
Doyle and Fat. It was hilarious. They're just
dancing before the steroids. Yeah.
They were blown out. But
I've never seen the Fat. I've only seen the little people.
the little Kiss.
Yeah.
But I remember I think
Mini Kiss. Yeah.
Vice magazine, I think, had done some articles and stuff on them because they were very popular in the media for a minute because their costumes were perfect.
They look good. And it was like, he did all that stuff. It was so funny because it was just like, it was me and 2 other comics, and we lived in this little tiny place in Queens, and we would just it was 4 comics. And we would, just kind of be just on the couch, smoking weed or whatever. And then he would have costume gigs, like you had no idea who he was going to come in as. You know what I mean? Like you would just be high on the couch. All of a sudden, little Elvis walks in. Sometimes like a little devil would just like walk through.
And this
some promo.
And you can't hate because he's working more than anybody at the house.
Exactly. Especially in March and December. He's crushing it.
Yeah. All those holiday commercials.
Oh, yeah. He was doing all that stuff. But it was just so funny. But then sometimes it's like, he was a comic. And I remember one time he came in and he's like, he had a gig in Connecticut or something. He's like, I'm not doing it anymore. I go, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm not doing stand-up on the bar anymore. I'm not. They want me to get up on the bar.
Yeah. That's very Leprechaun.
Yeah.
That's kind of humiliating. As a performer, and he... I don't know. I was going to say something mean.
You could say something mean. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about us.
It does. Isn't it nice?
That's the best part. I have friends that are high-end celebrities, and like it matters for them, but for me, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I can say whatever the fuck I want.
And that's another way. Why would you want to be a prisoner in your own life?
Exactly.
Like, don't be that popular where you're worried about what you're going to say and do.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
I always wanted like a Daft Punk kind of celebritism, where you can just like make the money, you're doing your thing, but then nobody knows who the hell you are.
That's why when all this folds, I get contacts and stop wearing a hat. And no one knows who the fuck I am.
Yeah, I like it.
Just another school shooter on holiday.
It works.
What pulled you out of New York? I never went to New York and expected, like, you never once said, I got to get out of this town.
Yeah, I think it's like in comedy, it's a weird thing because you just like, you grind out. And then you stop for a second. You're like, all right, I got to survive. I got to figure out a way to get the stage time because I got to get funnier. But then at the same time, you make choices that, are kind of like, maybe I'll run my own show. And then it's like, you have the best bar show in Manhattan. And then all the clubs are like, hey, man, if you want to come over here, we'll take care of you because your reputation of that. And then you end up like a GM at a club. And you're like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah.
And then
I'm wearing the uniform of the enemy now.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, I hate you guys. Yeah. And you're cutting me
like
checks.
I'm one of you. And with the comics, but then it's like, then I have to like walk that line, and so
it's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough because people come at you, look, and you booked 20, 50,000 live comedy shows.
Who knows? Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And when you have, you meet some cool people, but then they blindside you with their ego bullshit about where they are on the show and how often they're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, some of it was amazing because I got to kind of cultivate, some of these young guys like Giannis and Nate Bargatze and all these guys. And so it's like, it's like I pride myself in that, where it's like I gave them that hand they needed.
Sure.
And so then that helps the scene.
Totally.
It makes it better. Better comics come up as opposed to half these assholes that run clubs have never grabbed a microphone. They've never been on tour. They've never done anything. So and then they make these decisions. Some girl that was the bartender 3 weeks ago, and now she's booking the club, and you're like, you have no clue.
Names on the marquee.
Yeah, you have no clue. And so I feel like that was part of me, even like with the Cellar and all these big clubs, it's like they still have never grabbed a mic. So you don't get it. You definitely don't get it who the young people are. You might somebody has a buzz or on a show.
Don't believe the hype.
That's easy. That's easy. It's anybody, any monkey can book like somebody who has credits.
You sound, and I completely endorse in everything that you just said, but that is a New York mentality.
Yeah.
When people you've seen in LA it's all hype and no experience, and they're fine with that.
Oh, you're a supermodel here?
Yeah.
You can headline the store.
Look at the comedy club flyers in LA.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, who isn't a model on here? Why is there 13 women with cover shots?
Oh yeah, it's like an old Maxim
and they bomb
magazine cover.
They bomb.
They all bomb.
They bomb.
They all bomb.
They tank.
Nobody cares if you bomb in LA. That's what's great about it.
Nobody cares.
Because I used to think that when I first got there, I was just like, if I crush, it's gonna make a difference. Nobody cares if you kill.
Yeah.
It's like you kill, and like you're looking around for like this, like, hey, I'm gonna get this and that, and nobody,
Maybe an invitation to get paid to do something.
Yeah, I mean, some things have worked out, by doing well, but that's the thing. You definitely stand out for sure. If you have New York legs, forget it. I mean, it's amazing to me that people don't know what they're doing. Like, I've seen some of these kids get heckled and stuff, and they don't know what to do. They just fucking fold.
Yeah, because they've had their friends come to all their shows.
Yeah.
And they've never dealt with somebody who didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. And so so it's been fun like that to kind of like light up a room when, these guys, a lot of them don't know. I mean, some of them do. There's some good comics, but.
They don't know who you are. They never ask. They don't care. And then you go on stage and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We've been watching puppet shows for 40 minutes. This is an act. This guy's got an act.
Yeah. So it's, that's been fun, standing out and stuff.
And no one really attacks you on stage in LA, but New York, you could get, how many times have you been accosted?
2 times.
I know you don't
rough.
really provoke that. I know you're not really.
I kind of did.
Did you?
Yeah. I used to drink a lot.
I know, that's when we got along so well.
A lot. It was like, it was funny too. I would get in fights with people that sent me drinks on stage. They'd be feeding me drinks on stage. Next thing you know, I'm arguing with them. But man, just sometimes it's like you just get on stage. Like I remember I was at like Caroline's or something, and Brian Regan was at the bar.
Oh.
And he was like buying drinks for everybody. He was like, who's not gonna drink with Brian Regan? And so we're just doing shots with this funny guy who's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And he's just like treating us like comics. And so, that's the thing too, when you're not, doing as well as you want, and then like these big guys give you respect and love, and you're just like, that's all you want. Mm-hmm. Like I remember I used to, I think I was sober for a year, and then Dave Attell was like, hey, let's all go drink. And I was like, well, guess I'm relapsing because it's Dave Attell. It's like, and then Dave would be funny because he'd buy like a round of drinks, and we'd be all excited we're going to drink with Dave, and then he would just leave, Irish exit. He would just buy us all drinks and then leave.
I did that with crystal meth. with a famous comic.
Did you?
Yeah. And I've said, I never liked it.
Yeah.
I dabbled in it in the early 90s.
Yeah.
It was never a thing that I enjoyed the smell or the aftermath of it.
Sure.
But when you're with somebody that you idolize and respect, and they offer you meth, it's I guess I do meth now.
Exactly.
And I felt sick for 3 days, and I will take that as a badge.
Yeah. Dude, Greg Giraldo was my sponsor. Like, it was... I swear. Rest in peace. One of the best. One of the best.
Yeah. We could really use... There's a handful of guys, and most of them are past New York acts that we could have used for some commentary with everything.
Absolutely.
We all go back to Patrice's comments, and not to mention... the recent incident at the Oscars, his take on that would have been...
Oh, that would have been hilarious. Yeah.
Cooked to perfection.
And he was tight with Chris, so that would have been... Yeah, that would have been interesting. Sure, he'd be just hammering Will.
Yeah, big time.
But I mean, I think one time I got punched because I was like, anyway, I was drinking at Caroline's. I'm drunk. I'm way too drunk to be doing stand-up comedy. Like, there's a line. There's like, because my whole thing was like, do a couple shots, get on stage, you're loose. But this was like, six shots. Yeah, 6-7 shots in. Yeah, that's basically, that's exactly as I'm entering the club. Like, So I get on stage, and there was some guy that was heckling the entire time. And it's like, that's the thing too, is like, I still, even sober, I get kind of revved up when you watch a show and you're sitting in the back, you're on in a few, and you just see some guys being a prick, and like, so you're angry before you even grab the microphone. Like, you're just like, oh my god, this fucking guy,
foreshadowing.
And you're like in the bag like a boxer, just ready to go on stage. You're just like, this fucking guy. And so by the time I got up, this guy's just ruining the show. And so I'm on stage sloshed, and then like he starts to say something to me, and I go, shut up, faggot, and then I just go back, and then he just hits me right in the head. Cowboy hat flies off. He starts to try to hit me again, and I pull up my arm, and then he hits my watch, and it breaks. Like, it just smashes my Harley watch. It was a pretty good watch. Like, I don't know how he did that. And then he just like runs out of the club, and everybody's screaming, and like it's this whole thing. And then
was he a gay gentleman?
That's what they were saying. That he was like a jacked up. I mean, he was jacked up. It wasn't like it was like Andy Kendler or Andy
Kaufman.
What's that kid? Fucking what everybody makes fun of with the glasses.
Andy Rooney.
He was on that news radio show. What's his name?
Oh, Andy Dick.
Andy Dick.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a little dude. It was a big dude. I mean, I could take a punch. I boxed as a kid. But when you're drunk, you have no skills.
Yeah.
Like, you're nothing.
Sourdough.
Yeah, you're a heavy bag. And so he punched, he ran off and whatever. And it's, that's not when I quit drinking or anything. That was just part of the, just whatever.
Downward
and then
spiral.
you treat it, well, not really. Then you treat it like a rock and roll moment. You're like, that's my Iggy Pop moment. Like, that's my, like, who gives a shit?
I don't even get hecklers anymore because I carry a knife on stage in my hand. I just walk around with an open knife, and I go, nice. Anybody celebrating anything?
I want a cattle prog. That would be good.
Ooh, that would be good.
Just right in
one of the long ones.
Yeah, the long ones. Just pop, pop, pop.
Or one of those ones from Blade.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they have the electric nunchucks?
All that shit was cool.
1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock. We are in Austin, Texas. It's 1 o'clock. I have to have my brain's like Memento.
Oh, okay.
So I have to be told hourly and make sure that everything is on schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Or I start crying.
So you just interrupt the rhythm just to make sure that we're on schedule. I like it.
Yeah. It's completely off, but it's a gauge that I work with.
It's okay, man. I get it.
How you got like 6 more shows in town?
I do. I'm excited.
Yeah.
3 more.
3 more
in Austin. And
that's great.
Yeah.
There's not very many comedy club shows where they're actually adding shows. Seldom.
Yeah, I mean, I have the pleasure of working with guys that draw, so I get to, and we're all kind of...
Especially after promoting your own shows for so long. And it's not because you're lazy.
Yeah, it's just, I mean...
It's just like, I just got to show up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And these guys are cool, and, so I work with these cool guys, and, just people want to see. And so, it's like, and then, I think I compliment some of these guys in my comedy, and they get to see New York guy, or that kind of came up with these guys. So I think it's good for all of us. And then we're a band of brothers.
Yeah.
So it's like nice to work with my friends that are funny, because I've always said I have funny friends. Which if you're not funny, I'm probably not going to be friends with you.
I've just talking about that today. I was just talking that today.
Nothing personal.
I've been helping a special needs comedian, and I don't even like to say special needs. And I told him, I go, the only reason that I'm giving you the time of day is because you're funny.
Yeah.
When you're not funny, you're gone.
Yeah.
I don't need any more pals.
Yeah, I don't need friends.
I want funny murderers.
I don't need a guy working material on me and pretending he's not, that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't need any of that, yeah. I just need...
You hear that?
Is this... Where's that coming from? Is that coming from us?
We're dead. We were killed in a bus accident about 3 weeks ago, and this is hell.
Wow, yeah.
This is a 37-hour podcast.
It just never ends.
Purgatory.
Yeah. And hilarious.
Well, you got a dog and a lady, and you're living in Hollywood with a pool.
Yes. I got a brand new Kia. I'm crushing it.
Nice. The dog must be just freaking the fuck out. Like, we got space?
No.
Not everything's paid over?
Oh, you kidding me? Come on. We LA'd up. We got a rescue dog in LA.
Ah.
We got the dog in LA.
Okay.
We're one of those people.
You're all in.
We're all in. With a good dog. My dog's from Tijuana. Has a more interesting backstory than me.
Yeah.
He's like a street dog.
Tom Green's rescue dog, Cupcake.
Yeah.
Is it Cupcake Chihuahua or whatever? Teacup or whatever it is?
Yeah, mine's a little bigger, but yeah.
His is a rescue dog from Tijuana too, I think.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of street dogs, and then LA's pretty good with those kind of people that go over there and take them back and stuff.
That's one of my levels of success, is anybody who can house and take care of a dog.
Yeah. It's, what it is? I used to make fun of those people, where it's just like your emotional support bullshit and everything.
Yeah, but you gotta know kids.
Yeah.
And you gotta put that energy somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. And then
why not into unconditional love?
Yeah, well, just the whole hacky joke of like you come home and somebody's excited to see you, just like that. It does something to you.
Totally.
And then if you're going through some bullshit, like I got my account hacked and all that stuff was happening, and I was just like, usually I'm freaking the fuck out, and then I got this dog laying on my chest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It smooths it out.
You're like, okay, I can get through this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is okay. I gotta walk you in about an hour or so. You just like focus the energy. But animals are great, man.
And the dog's consistently in your favor. It never really wakes up and starts growling at you while you're making breakfast. Like, what's your problem?
No, not this one.
No.
I mean, sometimes she'll be a bitch and not eat because she wants, that pepperoni we gave her last night. You know what I mean? You got to be careful of that.
Hunger strike for pepperoni?
Yeah. She hunger strikes. Turkey and pepperoni. I was at my stepsister's house, and we had Thanksgiving or whatever, and then we were all doing the dishes and stuff, and she just like snuck in and like took the carcass and just started dragging it on the thing. And it was like everybody's panicking. She got the turkey. It was so funny.
They can't eat the splintered bones, right?
Yeah.
Bird bones?
We got it in time. She's
okay.
All right. She's all right.
Yeah, my friend has a problem with his Great Dane eating socks.
Wow, that's amazing.
He's always trying to swallow socks.
That's insane.
Constantly, yeah.
I can't imagine having a Great Dane. That's a moose, man.
It's 150 pounds. He's gorgeous.
You don't weigh that. That's crazy.
No, I have to lay on top of the dog just to get on the scale. It's
insane.
But he has the disposition of a lap dog.
Oh, that's so funny.
I gotta show you a picture. This is not even my dog.
I mean, they're great dogs, but they, my dog weighs about 20 pounds. I think that's perfect because I can fly with her, which I like.
Something you could pick up with 2 hands.
Something I could take it out if it got like a apocalyptic virus or something. You know what I mean? I want to be able to. I don't need something that can kill me.
I gotta.
That doesn't seem like because we had Dobermans when I was a kid, and they were just horrible. Oh my god, that's great.
That's great. Wild.
It's bigger than both of them.
Look at that.
Wow. That's
It's so good.
I mean, just the shits.
Oh, look at the slobber hanging off his face.
Just the shits alone.
He's oh fuck yeah. Oh,
I'm out.
Over at he goes to his parents' place for Thanksgiving. He's stomach flipped.
Oh my god.
They have a problem with their stomachs flipping.
Oh wow.
So he had to have emergency surgery.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's a lot of work. Man.
Yeah, it's a lot. It said it was like $5,000 for his leg.
Yeah, as long as they have a house, it's cool. But if you have an apartment,
at that. His legs are so long.
Look at that, dude. Is that an apartment or a house? 'Cause
it's a house
Okay.
apartment. No, it's a apartment. It's not even that big.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's crazy.
Come on, look at that. It's a reindeer in your house with
it
no
really
antlers.
Is. It really is. That's too big, man. I don't need something like that.
No.
Unless you have the space, you know.
Yeah.
But if I had space, I had like a couple of acres. Yeah, I'd have like 20 dogs probably.
Yeah, and you got to figure the forklift of dog food that you've got to take and feed that
man.
thing. He must eat hundreds of dollars worth of kibble.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The dogs are expensive. I got my girl's a comic too, so we're both on the road, and then it's like I got a dog sitter. It's like $75 a day. Like
Yeah.
it's just the whole thing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And you know that you're going to get extra charge for dog sitting a dog that weighs more than a regular human being.
Oh yeah, that's at least $200 a day.
And just the stool removal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You can,
2 hands like a shotgun. You know?
yeah, you got to wear a bio suit just to grab that shit.
Well, it's like smoldering volcanic rock on the grass. It's smoldering.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, and I don't mean to blow up my spot, but he holds his hand under the dog's because he's so tall.
Yeah.
He just has a bag he puts over his hand
Wow.
and catches it in his hand.
Wow.
And he says it sometimes it moistens the plastic. It's hot.
Wow. That's real love right there. I mean, I guess you're changing a diaper on a baby. What's the difference, you know?
Or a grandparent.
Yeah.
Grandparents. Grandparent shit. Speaking of grandparent shit, you've never been to Canada.
I have. I did a Yucks tour.
Did you? When?
I did. It was a few years. It wasn't that long ago. It was probably like...
I think I saw something.
I think it was 6 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
I did Toronto, Winnipeg, and Calgary.
Jesus, where did you do Rumors in Winnipeg?
No. I did. No, it was Edmonton's.
Edmonton,
I did
yeah.
Yucks. I did Edmonton, Calgary, and Toronto.
Calgary, fantastic.
Yes, fun crowds.
Edmonton, idiots.
Had a good time in Edmonton.
Did you?
They had all those oil driller guys,
Yeah.
and like we made fun of. There's a lot of like Pakistanians or something. I don't know. We had a good time, man. I think that was the most fun I had.
Really?
Toronto was a woke shit show.
Yeah.
And but Edmonton was a good time because I go in
You
hard.
got them drunk perfectly
They
timed.
were fun.
Yeah.
They were fun because I made fun of them and they gave it back. And
Sure.
I think a lot of those guys too. They just want a little break from the bullshit they have to do. So it's like it was fun.
And you're not from Canada, so they give you,
Yeah.
like I get over here, there's some grace of things that a white guy from Canada can get away with
Sure.
in the United States opposed to a white guy from America.
Yeah, because Edmonton is Texas. I mean, so
Yeah.
is Calgary a little bit, but
Yeah.
definitely Edmonton. It's
Yeah.
like has that vibe. I mean, Calgary tries, you know, they're like we have a rodeo, you know, but
It's
Edmonton,
big.
but Edmonton, it is, but Edmonton is that shit, you know. The people are more, you know,
Real
Texan and whatnot.
Well, I think
The
what we
Stampede's
got
cool.
here
It's
is, are you telling me that Calgary is Austin?
More like Dallas.
Okay.
It's more Dallas, where Edmonton is
Yeah.
more like Wichita Falls or like Longview or, you know, just kind of like
a little rural or
rural,
a little rougher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all they have is the casino. you
Yeah.
know? That's all that's there.
People are wearing their work clothes at the comedy show.
Yeah, it's more like Oklahoma, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a little more Oklahoma, Edmonton.
Have you done comedy in every state?
Not every state, quite a few states, though. I
Yeah.
think probably, I don't know, 30 maybe.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I have to look at a map.
I want to. I look at the globe.
You've done a lot of world stuff, though. A lot of European stuff.
Not much in the States. 25 countries.
That's
and,
amazing.
And the U.S., I've only been to maybe about 3 different states.
Oh, wow.
In short increments and
That's
stuff.
pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I like traveling. Well, I saw your posters in Sweden.
Yeah, I've probably done, you know, I did Sweden. I've done some USO stuff, so that'll get you like to Africa and Iraq and, you know, war zones. You know, that was always fun.
Africa's nice.
Yeah,
I don't know what your military experience was.
We did Djibouti, Africa. There's a base there.
Okay.
And it's kind of the port. It's like kind of a safe spot. It's near Somalia and all that shit. They need somebody there to kind of control
Keep
that
the
shit.
pirates down to a
Keep the
minimum.
pirates down, yeah. But Djibouti was pretty cool. That was, I've done that a few times, actually.
Djibouti.
Djibouti, that's what they call it. DIBGJ something booty.
Where is that? East, northeast?
Yeah, well, near Somalia. Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
there. So, yeah. But it was so hot. I've never felt that kind of heat in my life. It was like 120 something. Like, it was crazy hot. And we were on stage, and we were just like pouring. It was outside, so we're just pouring water on our backs while we're performing, and like
Yeah.
it's just crazy. But it was fun though, because it's like these guys, you know, they're so homesick and shit. And then like that's what I like about the USO stuff. You just bring in this kind of, you know,
and you know,
references to them. They love it.
From there's many Texas-based military operations.
Sure.
So when they're abroad and they hear I know you're more New York than Texan, but you have a point of reference. They're probably like,
yeah,
we didn't think anyone was going to be showing up to talk to us.
Oh yeah, I'm doing black jokes and all. Yeah, they love it. Yeah. Making fun of Mexicans, they're feeling it. Yeah.
Whew, finally, somebody I can relate to.
Yeah, you don't have to sound like Larry the Cable Guy to get a crowd to like you. Yeah.
Right?
That's from the South.
Speaking of Cable Guy, Foxworthy just put out a special, didn't he?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
I thought all you guys hang out.
Yeah, I wish I'd have that money. No, I mean, I like what they do. I mean, it's not really my jam.
Yeah.
You know, my Texas guys are Kennison and Hicks and like, you know, Ron Schock, all the guys that came out of Houston, you know, but, you know.
Laugh Stop? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think that's what it was, yeah.
Was Mitch out of Houston?
No, I think it's Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense because him and Yoshi are pretty close.
Yeah.
Yoshi was a Seattle guy with Brody and a couple other people. But you went right to New York to start comedy?
Well, I went there for art school.
Okay,
and then I was like,
imploded.
And then I was. It didn't implode. I just, you know, I was a busboy at a comedy club.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
this is way more fun.
It seemed like it was more fun. Because then it was like, because after fashion, it was like, when I found comedy, I was like, you know what? I've always been good at fine arts. Like I was always a painter. And so I was like, I could do that if I wanted to. So let me just get a fine art degree. And then my mom and parents and everything were like, okay. And then you see how this comedy thing goes. And then so it was like, it was an easy thing to do in college and still be able to do comedy. It wasn't like I was writing papers, you know. That's the thing about fine arts. You could just go get some trash on the street and just put it on a canvas and be like, this is an introspective look at homelessness. You know, you could just do whatever.
Yeah.
So it's an easy way. Just be an abstract guy and you can get through college. But so it's like, then I just kind of took over.
Where were you busboy at?
New York Comedy Club.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, I was, and I was.
Was Neil Brennan? Oh no, that was the Boston Comedy Club. Yeah.
I took care of his ass, and he ain't giving back. But I took care of that guy at Boston for sure. But he was. But I was I was the busboy and the cook at the New York Comedy Club. They used to have a full kitchen. We'd drop like mozzarella sticks and all that shit, and I would cook and bus in the same shift, and for 5 minutes of stage time, on like a bringer show or something, or the late show. It was either the black shows, the urban Latino night, or it was
the
like
Latino nights.
Oh, that's what made me strong.
That's it. Yeah, that's what helped me in L.A. Without that, I would have been dead in the water.
Oh yeah.
The whites didn't want nothing to do with me, and the black, I was bombing.
Yeah.
I do well in front of a black audience in Canada, but black Americans, they weren't having it.
Yeah.
They were not having it.
Yeah.
But sorry, yeah.
No, I mean, all the black crowds, that's where I got my legs in. Yeah. It's like, I mean, my first big credit was like Showtime, the White Boys in the Hood. It was like, we were all like, because a lot of
Stefano,
Rich Voss, Metzger.
I remember Stefano comes out on stage and goes, shut that fucking garbage off. They were scratching him out. And he goes, shut that fucking bullshit off. That's not my shit. That's not my shit. Who was on that with you? Stefano?
Voss, Metzger, Jessica Kirsten.
Metzger. Wow.
Lori Kilmartin. It was a lot of people. It was pretty cool. Greg Wilson. Like, it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah. And now, was that just one? Because you would figure the success of that show, because that made a couple of careers.
It did all right. Yeah, it did all right. And it was a season, you know. It was like they did it every week or whatever. They like released episodes. Yeah. But they were going to do a second one, and then it just fell apart or whatever. But, you know.
Where was that, like shot at the Gramercy or something like that? Or
Nah, it was like John Jay College. It was like a big auditorium thing. Not a big auditorium, but like a small place.
I remember watching that, and I had just started comedy around that time. What year did that air?
I think 2007 or something. 2006.
Really? Okay. Because I was like, wow, this is on my... Because I've been doing very well in front of black comic or audiences in Canada.
Yeah.
I was like... And Russell had just done Comic View, I think, around that time, too.
Okay.
And I was like, oh... You guys were all like... completely different in front of an all-black audience, and I was like, I think there's a lane for me in there.
Sure, I think a lot of people were disappointed that they didn't like continue it. Yeah, because it was like, yeah, but but you couldn't do that show now. Like you could
You
never
should totally do that show now.
You should, but you couldn't. There's no way.
No, you couldn't.
There's no way you could do white comics doing black jokes in front of black crowds. They would cancel you on the way to the stage.
Yeah.
That's no way you could do it. You know, it's a
I
sensitivity
accept
level.
the challenge.
Good luck.
Shoot your next special in front of an all-black crowd with white executives overseeing the operation. Tell people if they're offended or not.
You have to tell me each wise. That sounds like a dream. I love black crowds.
I know.
Love them. Love them. Anything that's just a little mix. I mean, LA, this is what I do like about LA. I like the North Hollywood crowds.
Okay.
You know, I think it's...
Well, those are a little more people with souls.
Yeah, and it's Mexicans. I love all that shit. It's like black people. It's like, that's what I want in a crowd. I don't want all white people. It's
No, you like flavor.
I do. And it's when Texas can go either way, because it's like, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
They're mostly white.
Yeah.
You might get a few people, and then you make that part of your shtick, where you're just kind of playing with the one black guy, and you like, but you need them. Otherwise, it's like, just freaking, you're at the Pottery Barn or something. Like, it's just horrible.
And you know from your visit to Toronto, it's everybody's there. It's like, it kind of reflects New York, except about 3 generations behind.
Toronto pissed me off, man. So I had good shows, couple good shows, and then I had one show, and you know, I'm a part Choctaw, which my grandfather was a full-blooded Native American.
In Canada, you were dropping some hard feathers?
Yeah.
Oh.
And these motherfuckers came at me, and I was just like, dude, because I said Indian, and I was just like, you know, and it was like this back and forth, and I was like, come on, man. It's like, we are part of this tribe. Like, I have a card, I could live
Now you're
free
proving
in
your
Oklahoma.
case, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to do all that, where you're just like...
Was it a native dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he got all offended.
This is what happens too, and this is why I have a cool flow with Latino. I don't have any of that white boy American baggage in the U.S. being Canadian.
Yeah.
So you got the reverse on that by being an American guy. This guy's a loudmouth asshole from America, and he's white, and he doesn't know what he's talking about, which was not the case. You had evidence.
Not the case.
And you wouldn't even go down that road if you couldn't back it up.
Yeah, I had all these...
You literally have a card in your back pocket.
I do.
Literally.
I do. And so I was just so like, you know, I was more hurt by it. I was like, dude, I'm just trying to like...
You get bullied by your own tribe. No pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended, yeah.
But, so it was like a weird moment. And, But, you know, I got through it, whatever. You know, we figure it out as comics, even when it's tense or whatnot. But yeah, so...
3 sold out shows.
I don't know if the last one sold out. So if you guys...
We're lying. They're all sold out, and they have been for years. Yeah. You've got, what was it, Fort Worth last week?
We had Fort Worth 2 nights, and then I think we had 3 shows there, and then Dallas, and then now we're here in Austin. So we're really getting the gamut of the whole Texas experience. It's nice.
I dig it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
I like it.
And where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on the internet lots of places. You know, if you like a little vinyl records, you can, which I'm a big addict. I got to hit me a record store at some point today, actually, and we're going to go digging. I do have
top 5 in your collection?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, it's like...
What's one you cannot do without? If they're chopping your vinyl up with axes in front of you, which one do you pull out of the pile?
Yeah, see, I'm not like... I don't like the best music.
I know they're all your babies.
No, but I don't like the best music. Like, I like Cult Love, I love. You know, I mean, like, that's...
What's
you know,
Cult Love?
Like The Cult. Remember that band, The Cult?
Oh, The Cult.
Yeah.
Ian Astbury lived in my hometown.
Oh, that's amazing.
And you know what's weird? The Cult are playing here in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Yeah. I
saw, Sonic Temple.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I think they're doing the whole album, right?
Is that his anniversary tour?
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see them a couple of times. You know, I mean...
I love The Cult.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you said that.
Yeah,
are you telling me your prize record is Love Removal Machine?
Well, that's Electric, and that's, that's the Rick Rubin album, so you're not getting that one either.
Oh, that was a Rick Rubin album.
So that's a great one.
Well, his sister lived across the street from me in Hamilton.
Wow, you have such a connection to all these
Ian
things.
worked in a steel mill for a short time in Hamilton, Ontario.
Oh, wow.
He talks about it on stage when he played in Toronto, but his sister lived across the street. And this is like 1989, 90.
Okay.
And his sister would freak because they would knock on her door. Is Ian home? Is Ian home?
Yeah.
They tracked down the only address that they had in the city, and it was his sister's. And fans would come there and look for Ian all the time.
I love the Cult, man. They were just a band that just since high school, junior high, whatever. I just kind of connected to them, you know, with the kind of a native vibe, this mystic thing, like with the rock. I just dug it, man.
Yeah,
they were so good.
He incorporated a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
and then the Chili Peppers ruined it. Right?
They really did.
He had a very Willie Nelson approach to indigenous people, embracing it. I don't know what his background. He did live in England I think he moved to England shortly after.
Yeah, and he kind of became more Englandish.
But he would do the whole the traditional style dance and attire and stuff.
Yeah, it was just cool stuff. It was kind of who I kind of was. When I was a little bit of this native thing. I was cowboy or whatever, you know, just kind of all that stuff, rock, you know. But, you know, it's like a little jazz stuff, you know. I got, you know, all my Miles Davis stuff, you know, Sketches of Spain. And,
you're an adult.
Yeah, it's I have a gamut, you know. The Beatles, you don't want to fuck with the Beatles, you know, some early Led Zeppelin stuff. But the one, I don't know, it's tough to really do one, you know. Yeah. It might be Rocky Horror Picture Show, picture disc, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, you know. It depends on the mood I'm in when you got that gun to my head.
Definitely, It might be a children's album.
Who knows?
Turn the page story.
Might be Peter Frampton. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Just you're in the situation, you know. It could be Motorhead, you know. That first Motorhead album I love. Yeah. You know, Bastards I love. That's probably my favorite.
I quit drinking at Lemmy's birthday party.
Yeah, that's great.
That's enough. Enough drinking for me. I can't come back to it. My body would not weather it.
Yeah, my body can't take anything. Like, I had some secondhand pot smoke, and I was just like, the next day I was a wreck.
Well, now that you live in Hollywood, you're going to have a hard time avoiding that. It's like tire fires of marijuana smoke everywhere.
Oh, it really is. And I'm okay with it, because I like the energy of weed. Like, I would do that if it was something that wouldn't just make me kind of... The thing is, like...
Squirrely.
I would just do too much of it. Yeah. I can't not, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just go all in. It'll be a wake and bake. You
moved to California to relax, not blow it out. You had a number of years in New York just to burn down your own house, and you made it out. You're by the pool, your feet are up, the dog's jumping around, and a single tear. Like when they throw the garbage in the Indian season.
Dude, you don't have to tell me. I knew what was going on. You had to explain to the people, maybe. Yeah. But I get the one tier. So you can catch me. There's a streaming service called Twitch. I don't know if you heard of them. Yeah. They do like a lot of gaming stuff, but they also do some entertainment programming. And I'm on there on Comedy Hub. Yeah. And I have a show called Dustin's Vinyl, and we talk music. We'll just like cover new bands, and we'll also cover like my collection. I'll just do a random pool, and we'll talk about it and stuff. And then it's cool. It's a fun show. And also I do some stand-up on there, sets with Dustin Chafin, if you ever want to hop online. Work on some new shit. But that's cool. That's on Twitch. And then you can catch me on my website for tour dates and all that bullshit, DustinChafin.com, and Instagram, all that crap that we should be getting off of, but we can't stop, because that's the true addiction.
Did you purposely build a podcast around your record addiction so you could justify purchasing records so much?
Absolutely. We'll
need this for the show.
Yeah, my girl's like, is that the fourth album you bought this week? I'm like, yeah, we're covering it. Yeah. I can't just talk about it on...
and I can't open this one because it's sealed from the wall.
She's like, you can't just listen to it on Tidal? I was like, no. I got to buy it, because it's a whole experience.
Very cool.
Cool, man.
Thanks for being on the show.
This was fun.
And we're going to have some fun tonight. 3 sold-out shows at the Creek.
Yes.
I'm going to come down, do a little guest spot, and divide the room. And we're going to have a good time. Make sure you check out Dustin online, and keep subscribing. Subscribe. My numbers have actually gone up, too.
Nice.
No, I don't know what they're doing.
Well, they're going to skyrocket now, I'll tell you.
We are on fire.
All right, just pray to the Book of the Dead.
That's where I keep my hopes and dreams. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated. Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mixed up.